Here's the thing, it's hard to realize you have a problem until it's a big problem. This was me. I realized I was spending 6 hours average a day on my phone, and at least 2 hours of that each day was scrolling and consuming social media. My husband and I had a wake-up call. We realized this was not how we wanted our relationship to be or how our lives to be spent. For me, a big thing was I wanted to stop compulsively checking in every spare second through the day. If I had a moment of waiting or boredom, I was whipping out my phone. And when I actually took a step back and realized that, I wanted that compulsion to be gone forever. And I wanted to stop losing an hour, 2 hours every night of being sucked in. I hated the feeling of looking up from my phone and realizing so much time had gone by when I meant to look at one thing real quick on there. Time is precious to me. The relationships I have with the people around me are precious. I did not want my phone to take any of that from me. So we did a 2-week complete fast from any social media. After that, I set a lot of guidelines about when I can be on my phone. I no longer scroll in the bed, not in the mornings or in the evenings. I don't scroll at the table, so for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I do not scroll in front of my children, or any other human for that matter. I never want to close off the chance for connection and conversation because the people present in my life are so much more important to me than any fake videos people have posted online. And just having this big wake-up moment and setting these guidelines and doing this fast, all of this has made it to where that compulsion, to where that time suck is gone. And if all of this sounds extreme, it's really not, because social media isn't real life, and your life is meant to be lived by you. So I wanted to show what a day looks like with me getting less than 20 minutes of scroll time. Today I am actually solo parenting for a few days, so we just spent the morning playing together. My son loves playing magnet tiles and my daughter is super into any kind of little characters. And then to get out of the house we went for a little walk. Both my kids aren't actually feeling great right now, so we're trying to avoid going to the park or spreading anything. And we just had a lovely slow morning together, cuddled up and watched some movies. But ever since my big realization, it's just been so much more important to me to be very present and to make sure I'm not on my phone all the time in front of my kids. Reducing screen time can come from so many different ways. Like simply realizing you want things to be different, physically putting it in a different room. You can get all sorts of screen time blocking apps and tools. But I also wanted to share a huge way I've been able to cut down on my screen time, which is hobbies. It's super exciting to me because it really feels like replacing instead of just taking something away. If I have a hobby I can pick up and have fun with, I'm a lot less inclined to scroll during that time. It doesn't feel like I'm trying to punish myself. And in fact, finding a good hobby is just such a double win because not only does it actually reduce your screen time, but it also just gives you so much more fulfillment in life that you didn't even know you were missing. So now I'm going to talk too long about hobbies, even though I know this is not a new idea. It just feels like a new idea to me. While my kids are entertaining themselves for 2 whole minutes, I wanted to talk about how to find your hobbies. And I feel like in this day and age, nobody knows how to do that anymore. This was me not too long ago. I would spend at least like 2 hours a day on social media, and then when I took that away, when I stopped scrolling, then I had to like really work hard into finding what I enjoyed doing with those 2 hours. I think the first and most like crucial step is to just sit with boredom. This is something that we are not familiar with these days. We don't like the feeling of boredom, and when we experience it, that's when the itch comes, and then we immediately open our phones to scroll. But the secret is that on the other side of boredom is where you find inspiration. That's when you figure out what you actually want to do with your time. That's where the spark comes. Suddenly you are super excited about doing something. I feel like a lot of times we have ideas of things that we want to do in the back of our heads, but we're intimidated by it, or we kind of tried it before, maybe it didn't even work out. Like for me, I tried knitting before, very briefly. It didn't work out very well, but it's always something that I've been drawn to. Like even when I saw other people doing it, I was like, I want to do that. I want to be able to make that. If you have somebody in your life, a friend or a family member that has experience with it, use them. They are more than happy to share their expertise and to spend time with you. And it's just a beautiful experience all around. Like I have a friend here that got me into knitting. Like these are her knitting needles that I'm using, and this is the pattern that she bought that I'm using. And yeah, so she just like held my hand through the beginning. Now I am getting so much joy working on this. My next tip is to try to source stuff for super cheap or for free. Again, if you have anybody in your life that you can borrow from, that's amazing. Or a lot of times people pick up hobbies with the best of intentions and then find out it doesn't work for them, which is fine. But oftentimes you will find a lot of crafting or any kind of hobby stuff at thrift stores, or you can find it on Facebook Marketplace, or there are just so many places you can find it. Knowing that it's not going to be great in the beginning, but knowing that the journey of it is the fun part, and then just expecting it to be kind of bad for a while. This is something that I had to really get over. The beginning is purely about the process. See if you enjoy the process. And if you do, then skill will come with time. You will figure it out piece by piece over time. Again, because of social media, we have this tendency to see people's end result. The people that have been doing this hobby for 10 plus years and that have spent a lot of time and have a lot more resources to put into it. And we expect that we, on our first try, are going to make something equivalent to what they can do. It's just going to be disappointing. Also, knowing that it doesn't have to be a crazy passion. This is a lie that we have been sold in our generation a lot, I feel, where it's like you have to have this one thing that you're obsessed with, and a lot of times it's you have to make money with it. I can like knitting and know that I don't want to make a single penny from it. It does not have to become my full-time career. I can also pick it up, do it for a few months, put it down, etc. And there are just so many hobbies out there. Like, now that I know that this is so much fun, I wish I had even more time to put towards different hobby ideas that I want to try out. And if you are in the looking phase where you're trying to find out what to do with your spare time, I thought it'd be kind of fun to list my hobby ideas that I like, but I mean, you might be totally different than me. I love when you can get something directly from it, but I also love the process and like the joy that I get from just doing it. Like, have you ever pottered around a garden that you've helped to plant? And there are just so many endless things that you can get into the hobby of, like cars, woodworking, journaling, scrapbooking. I will make a whole list because I want to, and I will put it up on the screen, and hopefully something will speak to you and you will want to do it, and it will help you to replace some scrolling time in your life. Okay, I'm gonna go play with my kids now. Just kidding. I remembered another thing that I'm working on right now that is another little hobby of mine, is embroidery. I have embroidered a few other things, but then I decided I wanted to make this sweater. And again, it comes and goes in phases. Like, I will pick it up and work on it and do like a huge chunk of progress at a time, and then I'll put it down for a few weeks and then not pick it up again. Because that's how it goes, and that's the nice part. Like, having a few hobbies that you can interchange just keeps it really fresh and really exciting and really fun. So yeah, this is just me. Anytime I have an idea of something that I want to put on here, I just figure out how to do it. I look up on Pinterest the general idea on how other people might have done it, and then I go a completely different direction and figure out a way that I want to do it myself. So yeah, this is Jupiter. Trying to do the moons right now, or at least the 4 major moons. I'm not liking how they're turning out. And then I did a dung beetle rolling some poop. Super easy, simple quesadillas and cucumbers for lunch because I don't have any bandwidth to do anything else. Good thing my kids apparently never get tired of it. Crazy hair, don't care. So this is actually the next night. Last night was running around like a crazy person trying to get everything done and just be alone here with my kids and just doing way too much stuff. And then I had my friend come over after the kids were asleep and we knitted, because she's the one that is getting me into my knitting journey. And so I just sat there and bore my soul to her for hours. So that was really good for me. I really needed that, and it's also just really nice having an adult to talk to after you've been solo parenting for a while. But I wanted to show you a different night on just like how I live a day without scrolling social media all day long. And I'm not trying to say that this is my evening routine every single night, but this is definitely one of my more favorite evening routines. Like, it just makes me feel so good, and it just like helps to restore me in an actual way. Because the problem comes when we think that when we get to the end of our day and we're really tired, we're worn out, it's been a long day, we think that we are relaxing by jumping onto social media because it feels good and it feels like we're relaxing. The problem is, it is actually not relaxing for our brains at all. It's actually incredibly overstimulated, and we sit there and we consume so much stuff. Like, it's a crazy amount of information and ideas, and our brains can't even process all of that quickly. Again, we're at the end of a long day, and then we're like, oh, download. Let's cram all of this stuff into my brain right now. And it doesn't feel like that because it's packaged in such a pretty way. But I definitely noticed the difference when I would scroll to bed, because then I'm sitting there lying in the dark and I just have 1,000 ideas going 1,000 miles an hour. Everything that I want to do, or everything that I need to do differently, everything that I'm doing wrong, all of these crazy ideas that I suddenly want to go in all of these different directions, and it's insane. And then on the flip side of that, the nights that I have a chill evening with my husband, we're talking about life, we're talking about our day, it's just me and him. Maybe we watch an episode of a show together, maybe we play games together, whatever. We spend the evening together is what I'm saying. And then I'll sit there and read my book. I'll read my Kobo and drift off into the most peaceful sleep. And it is so nice. Anyways, back to my favorite routine for my evening that I've been doing recently. I start out by making my tea. I just start steeping it, and then I go in here and I start a 10-minute yoga. No more, no less. And it just feels so perfectly achievable because it's not that much. And this really does not take much time. Like total it probably takes, I don't know, 13 whole minutes. And again, it's just something that actually feels like it feels so good. It makes my body feel so good. And I specifically just do the super relaxing, like stress relieving yoga. This evening routine is not meant to be productive at all. Like it is just supposed to be getting into an evening nighttime mode. Also, I apologize for how actually tired I am right now. I did not go to bed early enough last night, and one of my children has been sick all day, and it's just a really bad combination to have a high energy healthy child and then a sick super low energy crabby other child. Do not recommend that combination. So it's just been a really long day, on top of I went to bed really late last night and it's already late for me tonight. I don't know, when you're the only parent taking care of the kids all day long, like there are so many buckets that need to be filled. Yours is the last one, so taking it where I can get it. Ooh, I did not realize how tight and stressed out I have been. I don't know. Ooh, I stretch pretty frequently, but that just felt so good. And I just feel like this is such a little hack because now my tea is like perfect steeped temperature, and I can just go into my bed and do whatever I want and drink it, and it's ready. Well, I was gonna bring you in here and like kind of go through a lot of the things that I do in the evenings, but honestly, usually this is not normal. Usually my husband's here, but he's away for right now. Yeah, we just like spend time with each other, which is just revolutionary, which is so sad that we've gotten to the point where that's revolutionary. I also, if we do watch a show, I will sit there and knit while we do it, or I will do embroidery. So I'll just work on my hobbies, which is really fun. And then yeah, by the time we're both ready to go to bed and it's bedtime, we'll just like both pop open our books, turn the lights off, and then read until we're both passed out. And this to me just feels so much better. Like I feel better. I feel better knowing that I've made like better choices than just wasting my entire evening instead of just collapsing on the couch and scrolling other people's videos for 3 hours. On that note, thank you for watching my video. I don't know, this is such a weird place to be, but anyways, I'm gonna leave it here. I'm going to relax and then go to bed. I clearly need it. Good night and see you next week. Thanks for watching. Bye.